Good morning, boys. Welcome back. Let us continue with the lesson Games at Twilight. Turn to page number 20. After standing in that position for long, his legs began to tremble with the effort. By now, he could see enough in the dark to make out the shapes of old wardrobes, broken buckets, and bedsteads around him. He recognized an old bathtub. Patches of enamel glimmered at him. Now, because he was standing for long in the same position, his legs started to tremble and ache. And then he tried to look into the dark shed. He diverted his attention to look into the dark shed. And what does he see? He saw that it was dark enough, but still he could make out the shapes of few things which are placed in the shed. Those were old wardrobes, broken buckets, and bedsteads were around him. And he could also recognize the old bathtub because of its glimmered enamel which shined faintly. He contemplated slipping out of the shed. He wondered if it would not be better to be captured by Raghu as long as he could be in the sun, the light, the garden, and the familiarity of his brothers, sisters, and cousins. It would be evening soon. The parents would sit out on the lawn on cane chairs and watch them as they ran around the garden or gathered to share mulberries or jamun from the garden trees. The gardener would sprinkle water and there would be the sweet scent of water on dry earth, that loveliest scent in the world. Ravi sniffed for a whiff of it. He half rose, then heard the despairing scream of one of the girls as Raghu came upon her. There were accusing sobs of, "I touched the den." "You did not." And then silence again. He thought of slowly slipping out of the shed. And he also thought that how nice it would be if Raghu did not catch hold of him and he would be in sun, light and in the garden and along with his brothers, sisters and cousins also. And it would be evening very soon. And the parents would sit in the lawn on the cane chairs and would watch them run around in the garden as they gathered the strawberries and mulberries and jamuns from the garden trees. The gardener would sprinkle the water also. And when the gardener would sprinkle the water on the dry earth, it smells very nice. And Ravi says that it is the loveliest scent in the world. Ravi sniffed and then he half rose and then heard a girl screaming in despair very loudly as Raghu came upon her to catch hold of her. Then he heard of some accusing sobs which said, "I touched the den." The other one said, "No, you did not." And then there was silence. Ravi sat back and decided to wait a bit longer. It grew darker in the shed as the light at the door grew softer, fuzzier. Evening, twilight. The sound of water gushing, falling. The scent of earth receiving water and releasing that green scent of freshness. Through the crack, Ravi saw the shadows of the shed and the garage. Beyond that, the white walls of the house. Could he hear the children's voice? It seemed to him that he could hear them chanting, singing, laughing. But what happened to the game? How could it be over when he was still not found? Now, as he heard all the accusing sobs, he thought, "Let me sit back again," and he did not come out of the shed. He decided to wait for longer, and it grew darker in the shed also as the light grew much softer. Softer means it was twilight, it was evening, it was not dark light. Now it started to become dark, and it became much more fuzzier, and it was twilight. The sound of the water, because the gardener was sprinkling water, so he heard the sound of water gushing. And then that scent, which he said the loveliest scent in the world, the scent of the earth receiving the water, and it released the scent of freshness. Through the cracks, Ravi saw the shadows of the shed and the garage also, and he also saw the white walls of the house. But he could hear children's voices. But it seemed as if they started to chant, sing, and laugh instead of trying to capture each other. And then he started to think, what happened to the game? They still did not found me yet. But still, what happened to the game? And the game will not get over until they find me. So he was thinking all of this. It then occurred to him that he could have slipped out long ago, dashed across, and touched the den. It was necessary to do that to win. He had forgotten this and had only remembered the part of hiding. With a whimper, he burst through the crack and stumbled across the shadowy yard. He flung himself at the white pillar and bawled, "Den! Den!" His voice broke with rage and pity and tears. Actually, Ravi could have slipped out of the shed very earlier, but he did not do that. He should have done this before, and he should have dashed across and touched the den, and then he would have won the game. But he forgot to do this, and he only remembered the part of hiding himself from Raghu. But then later he slowly came out of the crack. He stumbled on the shadowy yard, but he came out of the crack with unhappiness. But still he came out and went and touched the white pillar, and then he cried noisily, "Den, den," and with a rage and the pity and the tears in his eyes. But let us continue in the next video.